Put you guys on the spot just a little bit, and you've shared your story enough to know that I'm not violating confidence here, but things were pretty rough for the two of you when Grace first came into the picture. Can you talk a little bit about how the church, and here's one thing I just want to say, and I said this to the group before, we understand that it's the work of the Spirit and the work of Christ in us that brings about life change, but we also understand that God uses people in our lives, your mentor, whatever, to bring about that process. And that's what we're trying to get after. So we don't want to take away from the central truth that the Spirit is at work doing His thing in us, and that's important. But how did the church help you guys to reinvigorate your relationship?
Well, we've referred to it as a miracle that saved our marriage. We were 5 weeks away from divorce being final.
Oh, wow. Jesus, I have to say, is solely responsible for lifting depression away from me, because I was depressed for a long time. And that played a big piece into our relationship, damaging it. I was emotionally unavailable for a long time, and then it's just this downward spiral to our relationship. But I think, today, it's Jesus is in the center of everything that we do. Certainly in the center of our relationship, because it's better than it's ever been. It's so dramatically different, when I hear you say how joyful you are. Yeah, she is. And, well, I know the source of it. It's not me.
You bring up a really good point about when those different things, trials come in life. And it took me back to around the time that I was coming here or got here. I think I went to your wife, Meg, for prayer. And the thought just popped up. It wasn't a good thought. I was literally telling Meg that I'm on my way out of here. Like, I'm ready to go, expire, die, that kind of thing. That's how depressed I was and just over it. And Meg, I think your wife was telling me about, no, Dominique, just next Sunday or something about, she was giving me hope for another day or another Sunday or something, but it was that bad because there was no support.
Yeah, that's exactly as how, before I entered church and before I came here, that's how I was feeling. My whole world was just like crumbling behind me, and I was just like, I don't care. Yeah. And then it's like ever since I entered into Grace, everything changed.
I think about it's just more of His people to be used, right? Like, I had a relationship with Christ when we moved here, when I stepped foot in this church. I had a relationship with Him when I got sick. I was diagnosed with leukemia last year, a year ago this month, April 2021. I was 35 weeks pregnant. And I had that relationship. And I fully believed He would heal me, and He did. And I have chills saying that. That's the supernatural part of it. But additionally, if it weren't for all the people here, I mean, every need that I needed to be met, every single need. Spiritually, I felt fulfilled. I felt taken care of and loved and all of that. But there were tangible needs that I needed too, like meals, my kids to be dropped off places when I was in the hospital for 90 days the last 7 months. Things for my baby who had to be born, 5 weeks early. I didn't have time to get love, support, texts. Meg, your wife, would come take communion with me in the hospital. Like, those are the things that the church does, Right. I do believe my relationship with Christ ultimately got me through that. But it was all of that together that helped, I wouldn't have had that if I were not plugged into a place such as this,
That's what the church is, a hospital, right? Yeah, it's not for people that are well, that have it all figured out. It's for those that literally are hurting in their heart, and need something more than what the world has to offer. That's church.